Hi everybody, and welcome to today's video for the Raising Positive People series. I'm your host, Olivia Edwards, the Positive Parent Coach. Today we're going to be talking about positivity as part of the theme, and specifically positive language, so the impacts of using positive language around your children. So the brain development for your child is absolutely huge in the early years. By age 5, your child's brain is 90% of its size it's going to be as an adult. So you can see how that growth is huge. It's rapid. It's happening constantly. It might explain some of their behaviors in that time because they're going through this constant up and down of learning new things, putting those skills into practice, and their brain is constantly having to rewire and re-engage and learn those new skills. We also know that because of this huge rate of development, children are like sponges. So they soak in everything around them, whether that's the language that's being used, the experiences they have, the attitudes and beliefs and mindsets of people around them. And you as a caregiver, as a parent, play a huge, huge role in that because you're part of their primary learning. So your attitude, your mindset, your beliefs, the language you use is going to feed into their brain. It's going to help to wire their neural connections, and it's really going to set the foundations for their blueprint for life, for the narratives that they form, whether that's about the relationships that they have, their thoughts around food and exercise, body perception, how they view other people, other cultures and views of the world, their personality type. All of those things are so influenced by you as a parent and the way you react and respond. So in terms of positivity, if we're really wanting to positively affect and influence those attitudes and belief systems, especially narratives around themselves, we want to use positive language. So trying not to use constant negative language or labeling them, because what can happen when we do that is they hear it, whether it's consciously or unconsciously, their brain stores it, and then their brain finds evidence to make sure it's true. So if your child has ever gone to meet somebody, even if they've met them fine before, or it's a new person, and they've clung onto your leg and they've kind of hid behind you, and you say, oh, they're just being shy. And maybe you say that a couple of times across even a year. The brain hears this, oh, I'm shy. Okay, I need to fit into the shy box. That's who I am. And it will then find evidence to fit itself into this box. So your child can then become shy because you've planted that seed. So if we can try and use language that's really positive and that isn't labeling them, that's going to help them to grow and develop in ways that maybe we want them to, and not fit them into a box that actually potentially wasn't really a box for them. It might be more validating their feelings in that moment. Oh, I can see that you don't really want to come out and say hello right now. That's okay. I'm here for you. You're safe. Rather than, oh, they're just shy. So sometimes it's about you taking a step back, consciously reflecting, not falling into those traps of repeated phrases or habitual responses that maybe we experience or that people just do around us. Really thinking, oh, I wonder why I was going to say that. Maybe I shouldn't say that now. And responding in a different way. Equally, the language you use is going to shape their relationships. So whether they become a people pleaser, for example. So if you're constantly getting them to override their needs and their feelings to please others, you must finish what's on your plate. So-and-so's made it for you. They'll be sad if you don't eat it. You need to go and give your granny a kiss and a hug goodbye. What do you mean you don't want to? She's fine. Go and give her a kiss. You know, if we're constantly overriding their needs and their wants to please other people, that's what they learn. That's the narrative they fill. And that means that then later on in life, in their relationships, they're going to suppress their need in favor of somebody else's, and that isn't how it should be. It should be that they value their need, that they're aware of it, and that they respond really appropriately. So it's about educating yourself around that as well. So your language is very positive to them, very supportive. You know, if there's been an incident that you've had to deal with, don't keep bringing it up. You know, yes, of course, you might want to explain it to your partner or to somebody else around you because you feel that's important. You're doing a little handover, or you're just sharing information, but don't do it in earshot of your child, because if it's been dealt with, it's been dealt with. And rehashing things and saying them again and again can actually feed into a really negative guilt cycle, which then feeds into a shame cycle. So guilt is where we feel I've done something bad, and shame is where we hold the view I am a bad person. And those things work really closely together, and it can be very hard to then step out of that, especially if that guilt and shame cycle has been something that has repeated in early childhood and now has formed part of that narrative of that person. I'm a bad person. That forms their opinion and view of themselves. Again, they're going to find evidence to show that they are that bad person, and you'll see that this can come out in their behavior. So when they do make mistakes, they might lie about it or try and hide it, or when they do feel emotional, they might withdraw because they don't feel safe enough to show they have that emotion. So if you're seeing these characteristics in your child, it's so important to really validate their feelings, to not get angry if you find that they're hiding things, to have open and honest discussions with them, and to reassure them that even if they make mistakes, they're a good person and you will always love them. So I hope you found that interesting. I hope you got some little nuggets of information there. And remember, the focus is all about being positive, reflecting on the use of positive language, and knowing that everything you do and everything you say is being watched and taken in by your child and is going to help to influence who they are as a person. And I'm going to quickly caveat that with, if you make a mistake, that's okay. You're human. Do the repair with your child rather than pretending it didn't happen. You're role modeling to them a great example of, if you make a mistake or if you do something wrong, this is what we do to repair. I hope to see you for next time.